Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, baseball fans, and welcome to the MLB Report with me, your host, Greg Mengelt, and Uncle Paul Tipton. On this week's MLB Report, we talk a lot about the National League wild card chase and a crazy last couple of weeks in the American League where it seems like the playoff picture gets hazier every day. We will have an MLB Report as many days as possible during the playoffs. We hope to have a reaction podcast almost every single day that there is a postseason baseball game. And before that, we will have our all-staff MLB postseason preview and prediction podcast with Michelle Garman, Will Rutherford, whoever else can join us for that one. Please subscribe so you don't miss a single segment of the Central Indiana Sports Report.
You're listening to the MLB Report with Greg Mengelt and Paul Tipton. And here's your host, Greg Mengelt.
Well, the Red Sox are doing the Yankees big favors this week.
Yeah, they love your Yankees over there.
Yeah.
Welcome, baseball fans, to the Central Indiana Sports Report for today's MLB Report with your host, Greg Mengelt, and Uncle Paul Tipton here to talk about what's been an incredibly interesting last couple of weeks. And we have to start with the Reds, but man, I have lots of thoughts on the American League, Paul.
Yes, there's so much to talk about.
Let's start in the National League, and nobody wants the last wild card spot. I think we should just give the Brewers a first round bye, right?
Oh.
Man, none of those teams. You know what? I'm going to take that back. The Arizona Diamondbacks are earning themselves a playoff spot. Looks a lot like they did last year.
We are definitely very surprised when we gave away Eugenio Suarez and Josh Naylor and helped the Mariners make their run. And now, since the Mets and the Reds just don't seem to push them away, they're still hanging around.
Shouldn't we have a win total limit to get in the playoffs? Should 82? I know we've had a couple of teams in history under 500 going into the postseason, but was it the Angels were 80 and 82 one year?
Something like that,
West? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's happened, but it shouldn't.
The Mets went to the World Series one year with 83 wins during the regular
That's right.
season.
1973, correct?
Oh, very good. Yes.
The Willie Mays New York Mets.
Yes, correct. Very good. Wow, that'll date you.
It will. I do not remember the 1973 New York Mets, considering I was born probably the same day as Game 5 or something like that.
You were right in the middle of that, weren't you? Yes.
Right. All right. Well, let's talk about the Reds.
Okay.
And they play well when they are behind in the standings and don't play as well when they're in control, it seems.
Oh, they just have to be agonizing to your fans. Just when they're out in the driver's seat, Tyler Stevenson saves them tonight. They got runners all over the place.
Just could not get, and incredibly bad luck. I don't know if you saw.
I did see the foul ball. Yes. Oh, yes.
Clearly going to be fair going down the line, hits the edge of the grass, pops foul. Otherwise, the Reds are celebrating a win tonight. These things happen. It's hard to get too upset, but they have the control in their hands and don't seem to want to take it. Neither do the Mets, though.
Oh, my goodness gracious. What a story there. They're getting whacked again tonight by the Cubs. The Cubs have finally decided that they want to protect the lead. So
want to start the playoffs in Wrigley Field, and
they do have some motivation.
The playoff teams we thought were pretty much determined, but the American League has gotten crazy, Paul.
Oh my goodness! Are we switching to the American League already?
We are.
Oh, gosh.
I've been wanting to talk about this American League where you have now 7 teams between 90 and 84 wins.
And the story, of course, would be ordinarily the Blue Jays losing 5 out of 6 and then being now tied with the Yankees for first place. But the real story is the Detroit Tigers. That
8 straight losses.
it's inexplicable.
I think the story is actually probably Cleveland, though.
Cleveland is they're starting to make believers out of anybody, but that team turned itself around for no apparent reason. They
It
haven't
happens in
added.
baseball sometimes.
It does. It's just crazy. They lose 10 games in a row, and then all of a sudden, I don't know. You have
They
to
haven't
give
lost in a month.
you have to give Stephen Vogt a lot of credit, I think, over there. That's quite a managerial job. But man, they are
Incredible.
just not taking no for an answer. So,
Paul, the Detroit Tigers once had an 11-game lead in the Central and now could miss the playoffs altogether.
15 and a half at one time.
Whoa, 15 and a half.
And that would be greater than the 1951 Brooklyn Dodgers, even before I was born. But yes, it's just amazing. And now, if it hadn't been for the Astros struggling too, they'd be on the outside looking in. So I don't know if they're in trouble or not.
And the Astros have lost 4 in a row. They don't want to win a division. Now they're out of that division race. That's over. Seattle's been on fire as well. Took complete control from that. And can I just say, nobody wants the Astros in that playoffs.
That is correct. That is the only good news. I think there'll be a lot of people pulling for the Tigers to get the last.
Yes.
And ironically, then if they did get the last one, they'd turn around and play the Guardians again. I'm sorry, they'd be playing Cleveland again.
Thank you very much.
Okay, they'd be playing Cleveland all over again in the wild card round there.
It would be Seattle right now. Seattle and Detroit, Boston and Cleveland, the Dodgers and the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cubs and the Padres. The Cubs lead the Padres by 2 games to see who will have home field advantage. And as we remember, in 1983, that could be the difference in the series, right?
It certainly could. You
One
never
of the
know.
very few series in history where the home team has won every single game that's gone the distance.
87 and 91. The Twins won every game at home and won both series.
Correct. It does not happen very often. Yes.
No, it does not happen very often at all. That's why we remember those years. But the Tigers, if they missed the playoffs, would have the best pitching staff of any team to ever miss a playoff berth in this era, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say in this era, there were some great pitching staffs that didn't in the 4 teams in the postseason era.
That is correct. Yes.
And the 2 teams in the World Series era.
Now that we've expanded it, though, that's just a crazy story. And now Toronto can't score any runs. It's crazy.
And if we'd had a MLB podcast last week, we would have been saying, man, the Tigers blew the division, but at least they're still going to make the postseason.
Correct. Yes.
And now
4 games left for teams, and we still
don't know anything.
No, it's and it would just be surprising for a lot of things. I don't think anybody could predict exactly any of this. So
the Mariners are going to win the West. That's all I can say. That's the only thing I can say.
In the American League, that's right. Yes. Yeah.
The entire thing.
I don't see Cleveland coughing up the division right now, but boy, that's
yeah. Oh, that's right. Cleveland's going to win their division as well. Oh, they're only a game and a half. Who knows? All right, Paul, you said no one can predict it. Let's try.
Oh, you're going to put my feet to the fire here.
That's correct.
Oh.
Tigers or Astros?
I'll say Tigers. The Astros just seem listless and lifeless to me.
And I remember what I was going to say. Paul, 2 weeks ago on the last MLB report, we asked you if the Yankees were going to win the division. You said no way. I believe were your exact answers. You still feel that way?
Not real sure. The Blue Jays have lost 5 games out of their last 6 with no more than 4 hits and no more than 1 run in in all of those games. So they're feeling the frustration too. Vladimir Guerrero got called out on strike 3 on a questionable call this evening and got thrown out of the game. So that shows you how frustrated they are. So Toronto has the tiebreaker still. So they, if it were over today, they would still be there. But they have to play the Red Sox again tomorrow, and I don't know. It's interesting. If I had to wager, I would still say the Blue Jays find a way to win the tiebreaker.
But you have to like the way the Yankees have been playing.
Correct. Again, we always talk about strength of schedule. They've had in their last 10 games, they're playing last place teams. But they were really fortunate last night with a wild pitch with 2 strikes and 2 outs and down a run last night. So they were kind of given that opportunity. But their pitching staff looks pretty good. And we know they can hit some home runs.
Paul, the most games any American League team can win this year is 94.
Correct.
That is a very competitive, and only one team is going to lose 100 games in the American League. Very balanced season.
It really is. It's for unpredictability, as we've been talking, and as matchups for the postseason and the whole merry-go-round in and out, and then who gets in. No prohibitive favorites the way we had them even last year. I think this is a very exciting time to be a baseball fan.
Especially in the American League, you go into any series, I don't think there's a significant favorite.
No, I don't think anybody would be confident at all. I could see any of those teams making a run.
Except for Seattle, because we know they will never be in a World Series, right? That's just been predestined. It's like the Detroit Lions.
This could be the year that the last team that has never been in a World Series could make the World Series. Yeah. So you have to kind of pull for the Seattle fans. Yes. They're very excited. I know they were shocked when they pulled out a couple of those games against the Astros. But their fans have been there, and the Cleveland fans are now very excited.
Plus, those people have to live in Seattle and Cleveland, so,
Not to mention Detroit.
Man, that's a whole
now they're suffering. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Oh, boy.
All right, well, let's move to the National League, which isn't nearly as interesting except for the wild card, as we've been saying. And as we speak, the Mets are losing. It's 10-2, so they are going to lose. The Diamondbacks
have a tough schedule. They have to play the Dodgers tonight and tomorrow, and then they finish with San Diego. If San Diego has already determined where they're going to be in the wild card round, then maybe they won't have as much motivation. I know Reds fans are very excited about the Brewers locking up the number 1 seed. So this weekend, the Brewers don't have much to play for. So,
play them head-to-head. Don't hope that the other team doesn't play their guys. Come on.
But
earn your way in.
You know there are a lot of fans who are rooting for the Brewers to say, we're just going to rest some of these regulars.
That's not how you want to get in the playoffs. Come on.
It's not ideal, no. But you don't want to lose 2 games to the Pirates either.
Yeah. The Pirates aren't playing for anything either, by the way, if I need to bring that up. So teams can beat you if they're not playing for anything.
That's exactly right. We were talking about like the Yankees. You don't just roll out there and roll over all these other teams just because.
No.
So yeah, sometimes they take a real joy out of denying you. Those Pirates seem to be celebrating tonight. I think they got lucky tonight. I don't want to dump on a guy, but are Reds fans frustrated with Matt McClain? That just seems to be an automatic out. He always seems to come up in a critical time.
It's been frustrating for sure, because if you look at what you expected from him, or even a little less than what you expected from him, they're in the playoffs easily. And it's been disappointing. You don't want to get too down on a young guy who has every tool available to be an all-star. Been pretty rough. They have some good young infielders in the minors. I've seen, is Matt McClain going to be replaced? And you really hope that they don't give up on a guy that soon, but it is severely frustrating. Let's just say that.
He's done very well playing second base, but
Yes.
boy, it just seems almost sad. I compare his situation to Anthony Volpe and the Yankees, where you have a lot of fans just holding their breath every time he comes up to the plate.
I don't think fans are down on him yet. I think
Okay, good.
they still see the potential, and he still does a lot of good things on the baseball field when he's not hitting. He
Hmm.
plays good defense. He runs the bases well, but it is frustrating for sure. You almost wince when you see that he's coming up in a big situation, and that's too bad.
Okay, well, are you predicting the Reds to eke this out? All they have to
No.
do is win their next 4 games, and they'd be in.
Yes, that is true, but no.
All they have to do is beat the Brewers 3 times.
Yep, I'm going to say no. I'll be pleasantly surprised if they do, and if they get in, who knows what they could do. They could definitely be a scary team to face with the starting pitching, and man, Marte is he hits the ball hard every time. It's unbelievable how good he's been and how
Yes,
clutch he's been.
in that 2-hole, he's very effective, and yes,
He went from 9 to 8 to 6 to 2 in the batting order this year, which kind of showed how well he played second half of the season.
Reds fans are more excited about their Marte than even Diamondback fans are excited about their Marte.
Are you sure?
Well, Ketel Marte's doing okay, but seems like Corbin Carroll's carrying him right now. So
I think Reds fans would probably make that trade.
oh, okay, all right. Well, maybe they
But
could get
it's a
together.
lot closer than it used to be.
Well, we would love out here in the desert for the Diamondbacks to somehow work their way into the playoffs because sometimes they can match up with the Dodgers.
Oh, yes.
So
Yeah.
and the Dodgers bullpen isn't scaring anybody these days. But if it can't be the Diamondbacks, we'd much rather have the Reds than have the Mets.
The Dodgers, if they win the rest of their regular season games, will top out at 93 wins. Is there any way you can categorize that as anything but a disappointing regular
No,
season?
that's a major disappointment. And they're still cobbling things together.
And it
Last
hasn't
night,
really been injuries. They've had some injuries, but it hasn't really been injuries that's weighed them down.
they cried about injuries in the first half of the year.
They did.
But yes, that is correct. And it's now, Ohtani's dominant. Nobody can hit him, and they pull him out of the game, and they can't even hold a 4-0 lead in the desert last night. So, yeah, I think that's a major disappointment.
So the Reds would get the Dodgers or the Cubs in the if they got in. I think I'd like to see that Reds-Dodgers series.
Yes, Reds and Dodgers. That would be very interesting. The Reds and until that last trip to L.A., the Reds have played the Dodgers traditionally pretty well. Pirates have also played the Dodgers very well. I know that's a sore subject tonight with the Pirates winning their second game in a row. So,
Paul, when I was growing up, it was Reds-Dodgers or Pirates-Dodgers on TV every Sunday.
mm-hmm.
Those were the teams on television. Not so much anymore with the Reds and Pirates, unfortunately. I'd like to see the Pirates turn that around.
It would be good. That's
fans.
a long-suffering fan base too. There,
and they're good fans. And Pittsburgh's not nearly as bad as Seattle and Detroit
and Cleveland.
Cleveland. Yeah. Always good to end it on a laugh. Thanks so much for joining us. Don't forget, we're going to have a ton of Major League Baseball content coming up, talking about the playoffs every day. And, of course, we will preview it. We will make our predictions. Man, that is going to be tough this year. There is just no serious favorite in either league, at least not that I can see. If I had to make a prediction right now, I'd probably say Phillies, Yankees, but those two teams could be gone early in the play. It's just that wide open. We look forward to bringing that all to you. Please go subscribe so you don't miss a single podcast, and do us a huge favor. Share this podcast with a baseball fan in your life and help spread the word. The Central Indiana Sports Report is here, talking sports every single day. Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie.